If someone in your town asked ChatGPT who the best business like yours is, would your name come up? Or would you be invisible without even knowing it? Welcome to the Outcome Academy podcast. I am Ginny Seeley. I'm a business strategist and longtime process improvement expert, and I also co-own an appliance service business and a co-working space with my husband, Joe. So I understand what it looks like to juggle growth, leadership, family, and big dreams all at once. If you're a service-based entrepreneur or executive who wants to stop putting out fires and work on your business and build momentum with systems, smart marketing, and practical tech, you are in exactly the right place. Lately, I've been hearing some specific things repeated in some of the Facebook groups I belong to. Things like, my phone isn't ringing anymore. And for some reason, everything was great, and then suddenly it wasn't. And has anybody else's business slowed down? Because ours kind of just fell off a cliff. And so that theme that I've been hearing lately kind of aligns with the way people are searching and how that has changed in the past year or two. It's nothing that you did. It's not a character flaw. Your business didn't just suddenly get hated by the public. It's not a motivation problem or anything like that. And it doesn't mean for sure that your business suddenly stopped being valuable. But what it does mean is that the way customers find and choose businesses has made a pretty big shift. And once you understand that shift, you can respond to it intelligently. And so that's what we're going to dive into in this episode today. And I'm really excited about it because today is about empowering you with knowledge and information and some tactics that you can use to get to the top and be recommended once again. For a long time, most customers found businesses by scrolling. They typed short phrases into Google, then they started clicking through a big list of blue hyperlinks in Google. They would visit different websites, compare options, look at reviews, and all of those types of things. And basically, we were in charge as consumers of doing all of our own research in order to find a company to do business with. And now that has changed. Now the AIs are doing all of that research for us, and it delivers on a silver platter its one or two most favorite candidates to satisfy what you're looking for. Now, more people are asking full questions inside of AI-powered tools. Tools like Alexa and ChatGPT. And Google is using its AI search feature and then just answering the question. So people are asking things like, who's the best appliance repair company near me? And who can fix my dryer fast in downtown New Bern? And they're also asking things like, my hot water heater just went up. Who is the best person to solve my problem? Insert hometown. And here's the key difference about that. They're not getting lists anymore. They're getting answers. Usually 2 or 3 business recommendations served up on a silver platter by the AI tool that they're using. And if your business isn't part of the information those tools trust and understand, you're not going to show up at all. No clicks, no calls, no chance to compete. And that's why this shows up first as my phone stopped ringing. I want to take a minute and slow this down a little bit. When filters change, businesses that haven't adapted yet don't just disappear because they're bad. They disappear because they're unclear. The AI search doesn't guess. It doesn't fill in gaps, and it doesn't assume intent. It looks for patterns of clarity and trust. That's pretty much it. It's not about gaming a system. It's about communicating clearly in a new environment. So I want to kind of highlight a book that I read recently. Last August, our mastermind group, our Monday night mastermind, we decided to go to a different conference this year. And we tried out the Huge convention in Nashville. And there was a keynote speaker there called Marcus Sheridan, and he shared some philosophies in his book that he wrote called They Ask You Answer. And I highly, highly recommend reading that book. It just puts everything that we're talking about here into really plain language and gives you an idea on how to capitalize on some of these thoughts. At the core, They Ask You Answer is about this idea. Customers are already asking questions. and the businesses that are willing to answer them openly earn the trust. And so it's all about a trust principle. When someone goes on AI and they ask a question, it looks for businesses that have already answered related questions clearly and consistently across their website, their Google business profile, their reviews, their public presence, their blog posts, etc. So if your content is avoiding those types of real questions, or it's only speaking in kind of lists or keywords or things like that, which is the old gold standard, right? We all know about SEO and keywords. Well, now it's a different kind of SEO. We're talking about an SEO specific to AI search. And there's a few different kinds of acronyms that people are using and terminologies. But what it boils down to is that we're not optimizing all of our content for search engines. Now we have to optimize all of our content for the AI search engines. It kind of uses some of those SEO things on your website, but what it really is looking for is the answer to the questions that people are asking when they ask it in a long sentence form. And so if you haven't done that with all of your content, it's just going to move on. It's not judging you. It doesn't have feelings. It's not trying to punish you. It's just recognizing patterns. And when you answer the questions people are looking for, you're the one that is going to stand out. So, content marketing. You may have heard that term before. That's just about putting out content in order to attract the eyeballs of people and the search engines and things like that. And so now content isn't really just there for visibility anymore. It's really about comprehension. So we want to be tackling really important questions like who you help, what problems you solve, where you operate, why customers trust you. Things like adding a really detailed frequently asked question page on your website is fantastic for this. Frequently asked question style blog posts are really super helpful. Instead of saying something like appliance repair services in Craven County, which is the county we operate in, you would say, what should I do if my refrigerator stops working and my food is going bad? That is kind of how people are asking. They're not just putting in a search item, they're actually asking a question. That's how real people ask questions. And as they're becoming more and more comfortable with the AI tools, they're asking it as if they're talking to another person or a friend. And so that's how the AI tools are understanding expertise. So, in the past, we've all focused on our Google business profile. And we focused on it because we know that people would go to Google as their number one search place. And so I want to encourage you that your Google business profile is super important still, but it's now even more important. It's kind of like the front door for these AI tools that are searching, and it's one of the primary sources that they're looking to go to understand your business. You want to make sure that it's fully filled out, that it's updated regularly, that it's active, and so you're letting the AI search engines know that you're alive and well and a functioning business, and you want to portray trust. If your Google business profile is incomplete, outdated, it doesn't have any current pictures in it, you never tell it when you're open, things like that, the AI is not going to realize that you're an actual living, breathing, functioning business, and it's going to skip you and send that business somewhere else. To summarize your Google business profile optimization, you want to make sure that you go in there and put detailed service descriptions. You want to go in there and do frequently asked questions. And there's actually a section for this, but you don't have to wait for somebody else to go in and put a question in. You can put in a question that you get asked often and then a really good detailed answer right in there yourself. So you can just go in there and make that update. You want to do regular updates. And what we teach in the Compound Marketing Machine is to do this at least once a month. So we teach a whole content system in that course, and we do that around content marketing and really detailed blog posts as the center of your content. What we'll do is we'll post a really great blog post, and then we want to put a picture to it using Canva, and we're going to make a really great SEO optimized short description of the blog post, and we're going to have a link. And then every month, we're going to take our fresh blog post and we're going to put it as a post in our Google Business profile. So that's just one small thing that you can do to make sure that you are in the habit of updating it regularly every single month. The other thing you can do is make sure that you're updating it with really good recent pictures of your team doing actual work. And then also a really, really important thing that we've talked about, the importance of responding to your reviews. Whether it's a great review, a 5-star with no comment, or a bad review, absolutely you must be responding to every single review. And you don't want to just say thank you. You want to say something like, "Thank you so much for allowing us to work on your Whirlpool washer. We really appreciated your trust, and we thank you so much for recommending us to your friend." Go ahead and put as much detail as you can in the responses. And I always, always emphasize that if it's a negative review, this is the time to shine. Whenever I look at negative reviews, and I'm sure you can also agree with this, I'm looking to see whether it's just somebody that's a chronic complainer or whether it's a legitimate negative review. Sometimes you're going to get chronic complainers and people can see that. So not a big deal. Of course, it's going to tank your rating a little bit, but when you take the time to go in there and respond with care and empathy, and you don't just put a flippant response, you make yourself look professional and classy. And if they do have a legitimate complaint and you failed somehow, that is the time when you can really shine and you let people know loud and clear that you take it seriously, you're going to make it right, and that this is not something that you take lightly. Of course, no one wants to get a bad review, but going on there and responding to your reviews with detail and with care and with class and confidence, that is what sets you apart from your competition. Okay, so how can you DIY this whole thing about showing up in AI? First, you can write posts that answer real customer questions. I encourage you to do blog posts on your website so that your website becomes a source of real information and truth for the people that are looking for answers about the services you provide. You want to use natural conversational language, and you want to clearly connect all of the answers back to your services specific to your location if you're location dependent. And then you're going to take that and do the update, like I just said, in your Google Business profile. You don't need a lot of fancy tools. If you have a website, chances are you have a space in your website or you can create a page for your blog. You just need to be clear and consistent, and then you can win the AI search game. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, that's great, but I don't have a blog. Or if I do have a blog, maybe I posted on it the last time like 3 years ago. And so I want to encourage you here too. If you haven't been posting in your blog regularly, it's fine. You just start now and move forward doing it regularly. It's really important. You can take all this information and repurpose it. And I want to let you know that Compound Marketing Machine is a really good source of step-by-step details on exactly how to execute on this philosophy. And the cool thing, and the reason that we call it the Compound Marketing Machine, is kind of like compound interest in the bank. Traditionally, in the past, many of you have been doing Google ads. And when you do a Google ad, you put some money towards the ad and your business might spike and the phone might ring. And then as soon as you stop paying for that ad, all of a sudden it's not showing up and your phone stops ringing. When we start doing consistent content marketing, what we do is we continue to add, kind of like we're depositing into a savings account, content, and then we add more content and we add more content. And we're building up a library of really great content that is talking about the services we provide. And more importantly, it's educating the people that we serve. And so that doesn't just tank as soon as you stop doing it. As you've been adding to it and building it over time, it sits there and it keeps on earning interest, if you will. In Compound Marketing Machine, we walk you through what to write, why it matters, how you can repurpose it. And of course, we give you custom GPTs that let you do this really quickly. Now, I want to reiterate, and you may have heard me say this before, but anything that you do in any type of AI tool when it involves writing a blog or really writing a post or any kind of writing for you, you want to make sure that you read through every single thing, make sure it's accurate, never ever just cut and paste and post, because sometimes the AI tools make mistakes. That's why I will stand by this sentiment that AI isn't here to just replace you and your expertise. The AI learns from all of the information out on the internet, but you still need to have people who know what they're doing and have an opinion and a story. And actually, right now, there's a whole concept called a trust recession, because there's so many AI tools out there and so many marketers are just using random generic AI posts. So make sure that you're using it to help you generate the content, but then add your expertise, your stories, your voice, all the things that make your personality your unique personality that serves the people that know, like, and trust you. And then you're going to continue to stand out among all the generic marketing that people are doing using AI. Okay, so we talked about your Google profile. We talked about content marketing. You're going to, every time you design a new piece of content, you're going to push it out to all of your social media things. We go over all of this in Compound Marketing Machine in great detail. But if DIY isn't something that you have in your wheelhouse right now, and you're like, this is really great, but I just don't have time to do this. It's ridiculous. It's way too much work. I want to encourage you not to continue to feed the Google bank, because your money's not going anywhere. The importance of content marketing cannot be overstated. So if this is not something that you have time for or you can do yourself, you can certainly find people to do this for you. Now, I still want to say, even if somebody does your content for you, you absolutely must read what they've created before you post it. And so I do want to just mention here that through our co-working space, Highland Business Center, we do have that service for you. And we can do extensive research and create really beautiful, in-depth blogs for you with all of the SEO optimized keywords and summaries and posts and all of the graphics to go along with it. All of that stuff, we do have packages where we can deliver all of that content to you. And then you can go ahead and post it to all of your social media sites and your Google business profile. If that's something that sounds more up your alley and you don't want to do this yourself, you can find all of that information at newberncowork.com/services. No pressure, but if this feels overwhelming to you, I just want you to know that we do have that solution available to you as well. So, if your phone isn't ringing the way it used to, it doesn't automatically mean something's wrong with your business. It means that the way customers have decided who to call has changed. It's something you can take action on, and it's not too late. You've heard the expression many times that the right time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second right time is right now. So go out and plant your trees, plant your seeds of content marketing, continue to plant them, and as time goes on, they will grow and flourish, and your phone will start ringing again. This is just one piece of your whole marketing picture, but it's becoming more and more important as time goes on and people continue to embrace AI. You can always reach me at ginny@outcomeacademy.com. We're here to help you unravel all of this new stuff and make it a little less confusing and a little more actionable. You can do this. You've got this. Go out and build your compound marketing machine. As you think about this week, notice where this shows up in your own business. If you want to go deeper into this work, including the Summit Club Mastermind and other ways we support service-based business owners, you can explore everything at outcomeacademy.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.